This is the Lessons Learned, No Guarantees podcast, where we talk about current events, parenting, marriage, relationships, feelings. Aw, that's cute. No topic too insignificant to discuss and speak with some of the best humans on the planet. They will keep it real and keep it moving.
Welcome back, everybody, to our Lessons Learned, No Guaranteed podcast. Today we have a big crew because we really have a hot topic of why men won't marry. But before we get to talking
That's
about
a hot one.
Yes, it is. This hot topic here. I want to remind you guys, please, to follow us on social media. You can check us out at our website at www.lessonslearnednoguarantees.com. Today, like I said again, we have a big group because it's a hot topic. So I'm going to start off with myself. And I am Linda, as you guys know on the website, Sonia's little sister. And then we're going to just go ahead around and share everybody our names and get started. So let's start over here with Rory.
Yo, what's up?
What's up, Rory? This is Nasty Nas in the studio, baby.
Don't be shy, guys.
Yo. This is Mark. What up?
What's up, everybody? This is Jose.
Davey.
This is Sonia. Hi, guys.
Hi, this is Kay.
Kay, can you tell us how are you related to us?
I was going to get there.
We just not gonna let them think about it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
We want to make sure our audience know who is she? Who the randoms are.
Okay. So I'm married to Mark.
Happily.
Who said it?
Hola, I'm Ingrid.
Hey, Ingrid.
Hey guys, welcome. And thank you, Davey, for jumping ahead. But here we all are all related some way, somehow. We have fiancés, we have husbands, wives, and we have one single man here. So again,
At the end of the day, we're all family, though.
yes, big family.
I'm that single man.
Yes, him right over there, guys, ladies and
Very
gentlemen.
white
That's him.
entered the room and
We were all single once.
And some of these men had this question of why men won't marry. So that is our topic for today. We want you guys to tell us what you think. But first, we'll start off with ourselves. Me personally, why men won't marry. I am a millennial, so I think that men won't marry today because they're a little bit afraid of a confident and accomplished woman and what she expects and what she brings to the table.
Wait a minute.
Shit.
So
This gonna
I'm
last
talking about myself. I'm a proud, obviously, Latina who has a bachelor's degree.
Is it not Latina X, though?
Latinx, that's true. Thank you. Latinx.
could somebody explain all
So,
that?
Millennials. I have no idea.
so
what that
Latinx, just because the X means it's for everybody, gender, race, color, whatever you want to think about it, So we want to include everybody.
But if we didn't know, if that wasn't the issue right now, it would just be Latina like it usually be.
Back in your day,
Not like I'm
Back
just
in-
asking, just so I understand. We talk about
Well, Mark, you gotta understand
Wow.
these millennials. They don't even know what gender they are. Sometimes.
Anyways, back to myself. I'm a proud Latinx that has graduated, that has a stable job, that is working currently on my master's degree. So I feel like I know what I want, what I'm looking for, and that's why I have my lovely fiance, Jose.
Yeah, that's me.
So who wants to jump in next? Somebody want to tell me what you think?
All right, so my personal opinion on the marriage issue, why men won't marry.
Tell a single man.
I am a single man. I am Generation X. This is Nasty Naseen, baby. Basically, in my personal opinion, I think that it has to do with what commitment means to certain individuals. Like for me, taking those vows means whatever the fuck happens within those vows, it has to be worked out because they're, per the contract that you got into, there is no way out except by death. right?
True.
Till death do you part.
Right.
Why do we
That
do
shit
that?
crazy.
Unfortunately, to some other people, there's always the divorce option. There's always a bunch of options that can opt you out of this contract. So you have to get into that contract with somebody who feels about that contract the same way you do. And that is really hard to gauge. So that's why I think that some men are a little bit apprehensive about that.
But why are you apprehensive? If you are.
That is my personal opinion. So this is why I am apprehensive about it. Okay.
Just making it clear. Just making it really clear.
Yo, can I say something real quick? He made me apprehensive just now, like with that conversation.
I'm sorry he did that.
I'm already married for like 17 years, but I ain't with it no more.
All right, Mark, I think we should transition into why
absolutely.
Tell us more.
What do you think?
What do I think why men won't marry? Like, I mean, maybe they're scared of the, I think you hit on a good point, like the commitment factor and like this thing being forever. Like, you know what I mean?
What about a young Mark? Did he ever ask himself, do I want to marry?
I always wanted to be married because
Okay.
I wanted to be taken care of. Like, nah,
Nothing wrong
like
with
really,
that.
I'm a baby. Like, I really need somebody to guide me a little bit.
That's
honestly.
cute.
So
'Cause
this
I
never
really,
crossed your mind.
yeah, nah, this whole topic is out of
So-
my realm.
Okay.
Wow. So,
Yo, Mark,
All right.
I'm with you on that one. And the
You
you
wanna
need,
be-
you
No.
need guidance. Maybe
Yo,
not so much.
I would literally
baby.
be dead or in jail if it wasn't for my wife. Like,
Okay.
Shout outs to wife. Shout outs to wife.
Okay.
I answered the question how I knew how to answer it.
All
See,
right,
I
let's go to
think
the ladies.
I think why men won't marry is because along with commitment, it's a lot of behavior changes. So a lot of men don't like that. They're comfortable. They want to keep going.
Tell them.
I agree.
Ouch.
Shots fired.
So what do you guys think? Is it?
So,
is
so
it?
I want to read an article that kind of drove this whole thing, right? Just something quick. So this was a post, and it says, because there's nothing in it for them meaning men. What exactly does marriage offer men today? Men know there's a good chance they'll lose their friends, their respect,
Their sex life.
space, their sex life,
Yeah.
their money, and if
No,
it all
not-
goes
not
wrong,
talking about you.
their family.
That all depends. See, they chose the wrong
I'm
one.
not finished.
They chose the wrong
All right,
one.
y'all. Let's hear
They
it.
don't want to enter into a legal contract with someone who can effectively take half their savings, pension, property. When honeymoon period is over, men aren't wimping out by staying unmarried or commitment probes. What I understand by that, and it is absolutely true, I could tell you that I have lost a lot of friends, a lot of sex, you know.
Damn, Sonia.
It's okay.
I've changed.
It happens.
So absolutely. So again,
Speak the truth.
this is all true, right? So, but I think we're missing a fundamental thing, right? So this is coming probably, you know, these are all things that I think you go into the contract understanding that is going to happen. So the fact is that there's always a side effect to everything, right? So when someone knowing this goes into this marriage, which I believe is my scenario with Mark as well, and maybe Rory and, you know, Jose, you know, would see it the same way someday. But
Very
I
soon,
feel
ladies,
like
very
like
soon.
we're willing to deal with some of these things because the reward of the marriage is greater than those things. You know, and this article technically based on the millennial generation. You know, I'm from a different generation. I'm a little older, so I have a different perspective. But, you know, it made me really think because maybe those millennials, because like anything, you see things, you learn from them. So they're kind of like seeing this shit that's happening to us, and they're like, I don't want that.
I saw more financial stuff in that comment. If a guy goes into thinking that way financially and thinking that they are going to lose more in that sense, that's wrong because now females are way over their head in the sense that we have our own jobs, we're financially independent, we're strong females
y'all got
nowadays
the bread.
compared to before. Oh yeah.
But
Sound
notice,
like y'all
but
got
We
the
don't.
bread. Like,
We come into the relationship like 50% as what men can offer.
Before we start into the main discussion,
I want
I think we should we got 4 more personal opinions
That
about.
y'all keeping shy over there.
Yeah, let's hear. We still got Ingris, we got Kay, and we got Rory, and we got Jose to go.
Tag me in on Turkey Talk.
I had a question. What about the females who don't want to marry?
Yeah, this topic is about men today.
But we can talk about that.
So,
sometime.
Ingrid-
Okay, so the reason why I say that is because it all starts with the men. We have to traditionally get on our
Propose.
knees
Propose.
and ask for it, right?
Yes,
So
yes.
that's I think the fundamental issue
Start
that we're
us
talking
out
about, right?
big.
So we have to get on our knees. We have to ask for that. And unless women are getting on their knees and asking for marriage, which I don't see why not. But that's why we say men don't marry, because women do not take the initiative so far as of 2020 to ask for a man to marry them. There have been some occasional stuff like that,
very
but
rare.
traditionally is not the case.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. That's a fact.
You guys, on that little thing that you read, Davey, the article that you read.
That little thing, damn, somebody a little hostile.
Little
Okay,
thing,
so
man.
what
I'm
do
sorry.
you think on the other end?
But what
We
do
lost the same things. It's not only you,
Well, okay, can I answer?
right?
So you
Like we lost whatever that list
Nah,
is.
like no.
You think we're all like in unicorn land here? We
Nah, I
work
get
as
that.
much
I get
hard
that.
as you
Can-
in the
can I give a
relationship,
little
and we
response to
lost
that?
the same things as you. So
Yeah. You want to answer that, Mark?
Yeah, nah, I get that. Like, so if
Shots fired.
if you're really
Sure you want to answer that?
if you're really introspective or whatever, like you can think about the other person in a relationship and you realize that they give up things too, right? Like, but it's a balance. That's why it's a partnership. That's why it's a marriage. It's literally what this is all about, right? Like, okay.
So
Nah,
Jose, what do you think though? I didn't hear from you yet.
So
Yeah.
my personal opinion is it's pretty much geared towards that man in that article. For me, my personal opinion is geared towards that man in that article who is afraid of, if committing, he's got to sign that legally binding contract where he is at risk of losing finances, family, and things. For me, my opinion as a why man don't marry, I can't agree to it at this moment. I find myself about to
Come
get
on, man.
married,
Say the
right?
truth, right? I know you engaged.
Right.
Come on, man. This the real podcast.
Jose, it's a trap, bro.
It's only geared towards a man that is afraid of those things. For me, in my personal opinion.
Well, I'm gonna tell you that it's not just fear. These are factual things.
Exactly.
We were talking actually before this because we do a little bit of research about it or just talk about it before we come to the podcast here. And I thought he said something really interesting where he just said it's much easier to be single.
Right.
Like it's easier to be single.
That too. You get the single life is single life, right? We all had it, right? As men, we all had it. We had a lot of fun doing it. But I think it also goes back to being ready for that commitment and wanting to have that commitment. So for me, my personal opinion is if you don't get married, because you love the single life, but you got to be single.
And you can do with it for a long time.
And you can leave when you
got you.
can.
All right, let's hear from Rory.
So, why men don't want to get married is they look at it wrong. Society teaches them to look at it as a contract, and that's where your first mistake happens. Instead of you looking at it as a partnership moving forward. So that automatically scares a man off
What
the
in
break.
society does that though?
What do you
I mean,
mean?
I'm not a man, so I can't say like I would know.
Growing up in your family, they're telling you have to get married, or you have to get married by a certain age, or you should marry this person,
Like
this woman.
society's norms.
Yeah, societal norms, right? Guys look at it. The main thing that they don't like is hearing the word contract, and I've heard contract like 10 times already, and you know what I'm saying. You don't want to hear that,
It is absolutely a contract, though.
but it's not a contract. You see, that's where you're wrong.
Legally, it is.
So I'm sorry. In the United States, unfortunately, it is a contract. And it's treated like a contract. You need a lawyer to get a divorce. You need all this stuff.
I understand all that, right? But what I'm trying to tell you is you're going about it wrong, looking at as a contract. Because you're already looking at your marriage failing.
Absolutely.
You
Yeah.
understand? From the break, before you even say I do, you're looking at it to fail. And that's
So you saying that it's a systematic issue or it's a personal issue?
it could be both. It could be both. I mean, everybody's different, right?
All right.
What works for me does not work for you, right?
Mark, I see you had something to say.
So I agree. I agree completely where you're coming from. Like if you see it as a systemic or a legal situation, you're gonna move wrong within your relationship, right? I think more so what scares the millennials and the young people today, right, is that you get into that binding relationship and then you realize it's a legal situation later.
So then now we're talking about the generational differences, right? We've shared our personal experiences of why men won't marry or don't marry, what we think about it. But now we're talking about the generational differences. And most of you here are a little older.
Generation X in the house.
Right, Generation X, and then me,
But you still got a Latinx
millennial
at the end of
yes,
it. Right?
yes. But now we're talking about the differences. So you're just telling me that for you older men, you guys saw it as a contract, and I feel like now, like what Jose's saying, it's just easier to be single because there's just a lot to do.
I never seen my marriage as a contract. No,
I don't see our future marriage as a contract.
Yeah, I mean, you shouldn't.
I agree with Mark, and I agree with Rory. You should not see your marriage as a contract. You should see it as a partnership. Absolutely. However, it is a fucking contract. Okay? So here's my thing.
Mm-hmm.
I think that moving past what it is, whether it's a contract or a partnership, which it's definitely both. When you are involved in this situation, we're going to call it a situation. We're going to call it a contract or a partnership. We're going to call it a situation.
Just say marriage. Just say marriage.
When you are involved in this situation,
he said no.
It's good to say the word marriage.
Yeah, I mean, like
so all of a sudden, I think that two key things happen in the marriage that kind of throws both partners for a loop. I think that the first thing that happens is that us men, we get really comfortable. Instead of being go-getters and instead of being driven and having that fire lit under our ass, once we are married, we get so comfortable. We're like, man, I got my partner, I got my baby. And that's not true for everybody, because I see my brother over there, and my brother is the opposite, actually. For most, 99% of the dudes, fact. We get comfortable. This is why we get fat. This is why, So, and then what happens with women is that they see it the opposite way. I think, in my opinion, women are like, whoa, wait a minute. Now we're a family. Now you got to go out there, and you got to show me what you're about. You got to show me what you're made of. Okay? So... Okay. Those are the two different opinions that I think hurt the marriage when it comes to the male perspective and the female perspective, or maybe not hurt, but have some sort of like friction between them. Now, personally, I would like to say, before my time is up here, is that I don't like when women use sex as a fucking reward or as a punishment, as a weapon in the marriage, man. Sex should not be a reward. It should not be a punishment.
No punishment,
you guys are going about it. Thank you, Mark. You guys are going about it the wrong way.
And then when you know, like, you be getting mad.
So there's.
We need to bring the UN in.
No, but what he was saying, I think that's what's the difference is that back then we wouldn't communicate about that. How you said, like, the older generations get fat or whatever, but now in the new generation, we say, like, yo, what are you doing? Like, you got to do this. I used to always tell Jose, at least, I'm like, look, we both got the same 24 hours in the day, and I did this, and this, and it should be the same. We both need to be working hard.
That's a good point, actually.
We both have the same time.
So
the way you said that, I've never had anybody tell me that before. So the way you said,
you did.
We have the same 24 hours in a day. It's all about, at the end of the day, it's all about communication, man. Like, if you tell me something in such a way where I can understand where you're coming from, that makes a world of difference.
Right. So I'm hearing a lot of you guys' point of views, and a lot of everything is based on personal experiences. I don't want to base what I'm about to say on personal experiences, because that was your personal experience. Sounded like it, right?
Absolutely.
Okay. So, Mark speaks about, how he feels about certain things. So I want to keep things more general, right? Okay. Because we all change, right? So throughout our life, the older you get, the more you learn. If you get married young, it's a whole different experience. Once you learn from it, or you get older, it's a whole different experience. So now maybe this is what drives me, I'm thinking now. But based on what you said about, when you get married, you get comfortable and X, Y, and Z, at least for the men, I don't necessarily agree with that. And here's why. Because I think it's just what Rory was saying earlier, is that we're thinking about it the wrong way. We need to understand what exactly it is to get married and to be into a marriage and in a union, right? I think our problem is in society right now is that we don't understand. We don't have enough role models. We don't have enough fundamentally examples on what it is that what a marriage is supposed to be, whether it is by Bible or by fundamentals or legal or financial or goals. So my opinion on what a marriage is,
It gets tricky.
It's a union. You grab two different personalities, two people that want a particular set of goals. So now you want to make one goal and you want to get to a particular path, or you want to take a particular path to get to a certain point in life. Therefore, once you make that contract and you have the same goals, and then you start working towards those goals together. That's how the contract financially kind of wants to make it. That's why you get the tax breaks. That's why you get all the union type of stuff. It's because now you can get more together. So legally, financially, they want to make it that way, even though they fuck the man at the end. If you know coming in that what you want to do, then it shouldn't be a fact of, this is where I say that I disagree, that you get comfortable. You shouldn't get comfortable when you haven't accomplished your goals. If you know what your goals are, if you know where you want to end up at, then there's no reason to rest until you get there. So that's why I think it's the fundamental mistakes is that we don't know why we did what we do.
So if I'm understanding you a little bit, is that if you know what marriage is and you know that at the end of the day, us as men are going to get fucked, you shouldn't be lazy about it. You should actually be a go-getter about it and make your marriage fucking work, because you know you're going to get fucked in the end.
You got to be proactive on
Absolutely.
the fucking...
Wow.
So if you
Disagree.
what he just
So,
said is
wait.
if you're not proactive, you just going to get it really
Hold on,
wrong.
one
So
thing, sister.
how do you guys get fucked?
Wait, before we get there, think about it, guys.
I wanna know.
Think about it. No, we're gonna get there. Let them think, because I don't know how they're getting fucked. But anyways, one quick thing about what Davey said about you have to think about what you're doing. Now, I love the class that I'm currently in, by the way. It's about the brain.
I can't wait for this.
Yes, but there's something that's called model neurons, and your model neurons is nature versus nurture, basically saying that you don't sometimes. Of course, we become adults and we know right from wrong, but a lot of what happens and what we do is because of the environment and examples that we've been giving. Granted, it's what the model neuron does. Sorry. So what you saw your parents do is what you do, like, subconsciously, which is crazy, because sometimes you ask yourself, how did I land in this position knowing I grew up that this was wrong, knowing that this would fail, but I still end up here?
Or many don't get married because they see
Or they're so
their dad not doing
Absolutely.
it, and they were, and also society is different. Back then, actually, men got married because they know the end reward was actually sex. Now,
No, babies. Back then it used to be you want your
Well,
seed,
a lot of
you want
people-
a dynasty.
well, yeah, but a lot of females respected that, especially back to the religion. They would wait, and when they got married, bam. Nowadays,
submissiveness
right, and
versus now
nowadays
it's not.
they move in together beforehand. They have relationships before marriage. So, what is marriage looking forward to? Just in that little aspect does change a lot of perspective for men as well.
Well, I have to say something. Historically, marriage worked a lot more than it works now. And that is because women suffered. And women suffered in silence. And now they're not. And now we are trying to find that new median where we are not just the dictators as men in marriage.
Agree.
We are the partners, and we are both trying to find each other's we're trying to find each other's median, a meeting point of the minds, of the souls of. But yes, the only reason, and I mean, people will tell you, oh yeah, marriage, the divorce rate back in the day was so much lower than it is now. Well, it's because women had no fucking rights and women suffered in silence. And I'm
Right.
glad that that's not the case right now. I am so fucking glad. But now that we're here,
But it makes it a lot difficult for y'all.
it makes it a lot
Essentially.
difficult for the union, not just us. We just end up getting
It can
fucked.
be intimidating.
But the union, but the union,
But that means we've been fucked for a really long time.
you guys have been fucked, and I agree with that. Yes.
I don't necessarily agree with that, though.
Wait a minute.
What do you
Wait.
mean?
Hold on,
Right?
one person.
What do
One
you
person.
mean? What do you mean? That you guys haven't been fucked in what sense?
Wait a second. Okay. Women, no matter what the fuck we did, they had basically, when we got married to women, they became our property back in the day. And this is fact. You know what I'm saying? Like you would trade cows and wealth and shit like that in order to marry. So like basically you saw a girl that you liked, you wanted to bang, you wanted to procreate with, right? And you had to sell yourself and be like, well, you know, this is what I can provide for your family. This is what I can do. This is where my family comes
But
from.
the men had to do that too, right?
No.
Men
This
had
is
to
what
be
the
strong.
men
You
had
to
to
be
do.
able to hunt. You have to be able to chase that turkey.
No, absolutely. So you're gonna take it even further
Turkey.
back,
Fat
right?
man wasn't getting no actions back then.
You're taking it even further back. So basically, even thousands of years before that, women were not attracted to dudes that could not go out and kill, provide.
There you go.
And nowadays in society, now
Women can
providing
provide.
is something different. You don't have to be physically fit to attract a beautiful woman. You can be an old, decrepit dude, but as long as you got $5 million fucking dollars in the bank, that means that you can provide. So the hot woman with the good genes is going to want to procreate with you because now you are the modern day version of the hunter.
Right.
But that's why you see the conflicts you see today.
Exactly.
Like I mean, because we have turned the world so much upside
down.
on its head, right?
Yeah.
Like you got a
We don't
woman
know how
that
to
don't
act.
know if she want to really be with him. He got the bag, but he's soft. Like I know, like yo, I'm gonna talk to him. Like it's a conflict then.
Mhm.
Like that's all.
Yep. And at the end, the way the contract works is that, you know, it didn't work. The fat boy, before he got cheated on or didn't, you know, wasn't getting the right, you know, internal treatment. And you want to get a divorce. And the way the contract works is that women going to get half of everything, even though they didn't work for none of it.
What are you talking about, female that didn't
That's
work
not
for
true in
anything? That's
every-
not true.
In every single case is not true, but in a lot of cases it is. So
I'm talking
No,
about
but hold
in the
on, hold on,
extreme. I'm
hold
talking
on.
about, you know,
Hold on,
I'm
hold
talking
on.
about the folks that say, why don't I get married? You know, based on the comments that I read earlier, that's where a lot of people are seeing, right? Look at,
Well, then they
you
don't
know,
have
I
financially
understand.
independent
So I
females and
understand.
wives.
but that's the whole thing, right? So I think it's also a part on the women. I don't think it's just the men that change. Women change too. So women see this flaws in the contract in society, and they use that to their advantage, right? The same reason why women out there getting knocked out by ballers, you know what I'm saying? The same way
Secure
you know
the
what I mean? So
bag.
because they know the contract, it's just like anything.
Those are just
right?
females with low
Say it again,
standards.
Sonia.
I'm not saying
Low
women are bad.
standards.
I'm telling
No,
you
that was
what
me.
the facts
They don't
are.
have low standards, Sonia.
That's the
They're
plan.
actually shooting for standards.
Right.
Well, the wrong side, right?
But
well,
it's just like what Davey read, that
wrong morals.
the little thingy, like Kay said. But the article, like I don't understand also how it just lists all of your losses. How about all of the gains that you could get? Like again, like perception, like what you guys said. Like if you're looking at it the wrong way, then your outcome may be the wrong way too.
yeah,
Okay,
because
so
I don't
tell me-
think.
So, in your opinion, what would be the pluses based on the negative that the list? You want me to read them over again?
No, I can tell you something. Don't worry.
Okay.
Like for example, a man buys you a house, a woman turns it into a home,
Mm-hmm.
somewhere you can come home to. You know, if we even go back then to the older times where you guys got us the turkey and we gave you a meal, right? You know, like it's again looking at it the right way, going the 50-50.
So in other
here.
words, it's a partnership, right?
Right.
Yeah.
That's what I'm
Yeah,
saying. But
I
like
don't
you said,
think-
if you look at it the wrong way, then it's wrong.
Exactly.
Right. I don't think nobody comes into a marriage thinking like as a contract, oh, let me think
5
about the
years from now.
divorce. I'm going to lose this. I'm going to lose. If you come into a
Some people
relationship
do.
like that, you're
Some
already
people-
wrong.
You're absolutely right. But the fact is that that's what we're talking about here. This is what we're arguing about. This is that you just never know somebody's intentions. And what happens is there's plenty of good men and women that have been dicked over, thinking going into a marriage that it was a union, right? So
Stop dicking around.
So that's the thing, right? So that's the fear that some people have. You're like, well, damn, you never know.
And you can't
You know what I
just
mean?
be
Once,
thinking
like the
people-
article said, once the honeymoon phase is over, and this is absolutely true. When the honeymoon phase is over, this is true for women and men too. You know what I mean? Shit is not the same. Oh man, he don't treat me like he used to. What does that comment come from? You're not supposed to get treated like you used to because we passed that stage. We're in the stage where you be hustling, right? You know what I mean? So you will never be treated the same in that aspect.
I hope
Yeah.
to be treated better.
You know, yeah, better in a different
Wait a minute, though.
perspective,
Wait a minute,
right?
though.
In the different ways for providing and, you know.
Here's what I'm hearing, right? And I agree with you. So when I'm courting you as a man, I'm courting you, I am putting all my effort and all, like, I'm being romantic. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. I'm taking you out. I'm doing this. Okay. Now that we're together and we're a union, the goal changes. So now, of course, I want you to feel good. I want you to feel pretty. I want you to feel sexy. But the goal has shifted. I am no longer trying to conquer you. Now I am trying to conquer the world with you.
Right.
Okay? So this is where we have to unite. We have to do this. Because if we don't agree on this one point, then the marriage, the relationship, everything is doomed to failure.
Absolutely.
Yep. You gotta be on the same page of where your relationship is, because otherwise that creates the conflict. Why are you doing this? We're supposed to be doing that, but when you're on the same page, you're fighting for the same goal. So
right, and a lot of times you don't learn that into farther into the relationship. This is what people need to understand
too far into it sometimes.
Right. So, and some people don't make it that far. They just see like, oh, I am no longer like the things that's happening.
That's that good American quit.
Yeah, I no longer like
Americans
the
ain't
way
on
I'm
that.
being treated
They be
or
like too much
I
friction.
expected, and they, and then people want to breach the contract. So, so that's what people are afraid of. People are afraid. I think this article is based on people that are afraid of not working past the challenges that comes with anything, right? These are quitters in a sense, right? So, at the end of the day, that's how it is, right? So,
right. I just feel like if it was easy, then like everybody would have it, and everybody doesn't have it. Like my mother would always say, if it wasn't difficult, that it wouldn't be worth it. So
yeah.
Cute.
It's funny. We are told that things that are worth it take hard work. Things that are worth it are difficult, right? But it seems like society has put us in such a situation where everybody's trying to find the cheat code. Everybody's trying to find the easy way to do certain things.
Welcome to social media, Google, all that.
Right. So definitely, as I get older, I am starting to realize something. Right? It's not about the end result, because the end result is what everybody looks at with twinkly eyes and is longing for. And once, if you don't have an appreciation for the road that it takes to get to the end result, then you will never get to the end result. Okay. Davey has an appreciation for the road. I, as an individual, am just starting to see what the good things about that hard fucking road to the end goal is. In conclusion, man, if don't enjoy the process, you're not gonna fucking get to the end result ever.
And with that being said, if it's not the right person, it's gonna be the end result is not gonna ever.
It's gonna be an uphill battle instead of a downhill fucking slide.
I agree.
I never heard that one, but I like it.
that's why I think
A lot of people really shouldn't be laughing at a downhill slide.
You know what I mean, bro. You know what I mean. What's up, Kay?
that's why I think the question really is not why men won't marry. It's like, because when a man knows, they just know. So if it takes them 10 years to find that, it will take them 10 years. But at that point, it's true. It's right. You know what I mean? So
You make time for what you want. Yeah, you do what you have to do.
Yeah, so the reason why that even came a question is because of data, right? So there's people out there crunching data. The data is saying that
Tell me the daters.
the data the daters. The data is saying that for the particular generation, they're not getting married. They're choosing to stay single. They still living together. They're still doing all the cohabitation and everything that a marriage like
But I
things,
think-
but they're not asking the question and going to the altar.
You're
I don't
right.
think there's anything wrong with that, personally.
But it's also because the data's showing that, millennials are not having enough children to make up for the people that are, unfortunately passing away or getting married. Is because just yes.
Are you kidding me? We're overpopulated as a planet. I'm glad you guys aren't having that many kids.
Millennials, I'm talking about in the States. So I don't know. But I'm just saying they don't do it because our goals and our views are different.
No. There are some countries around the world that are actually paying citizens to move there, right? People to move there so that they can have kids. Like Cyprus. They were paying them annual.
That's what I'm saying. It's like it's an effect of like the circle of life here. But I'm saying our views and our goals are different. Like we want to be now people and women. Why are they having kids over 35? Because they want to be
financially stable.
Financially stable. They want to have their own careers. God forbid something happens again. Going in with that wrong mindset, they can take care of themselves and their kids if they were to be a result of a marriage gone wrong.
Okay, I have a question. I want to direct my question to Ingris. Ingris, do you personally think that marriage, given your current personal situation, right, that marriage will enhance, keep the same, or worsen your current situation? What is your personal opinion about that?
Two people have to work at it, not just one person. So they both have to make it work. They both have to enhance it to keep that love flowing, especially with children involved. You have to, and you have a home together, it has to work. You have to make it work.
But the title is what I'm saying. So like the title of marriage, like the actual, so let's say you guys are making it work right now. You guys are doing everything you're supposed to do without the title of husband and wife. What does the title of husband and wife bring into the situation that is somehow missing?
It's not missing, bro, because from the day that I asked her to marry me was the day that I called her my wife, plain and simple. So
I think there is something missing.
So thank you guys for making my point.
Tell him, Sonia.
You just made my point.
I hope my wife is going to say what I want to say.
I think there is a point.
So my
God's
point was,
blessing.
Why do you need that piece of paper, man? If you guys are doing it, why? Listen, if it, like Vince Lombardi said, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Right. And no, I mean, I lived with my baby daddy for many years, and like marriage wasn't like an issue. But what I'm saying is, when you get involved and like religion comes in hand, then you see why the importance of marriage comes. I think it's more for God's blessing, and it's like a union. I
think what you're trying to say is it's just an actual commitment, right? It just completes the whole thing, right?
It's a declaration that both of you are saying to yourselves, to the world, to God, to law, to your state.
Right, you're not
that
scared
you're not scared to proclaim, hey, we're in it to win it, or we're fucked.
Us against the world.
My thought also why men not married now is because they want to have an open door, right? If it doesn't work, which is what happens now. What happens when you're watching a 5-minute YouTube video and you get 2 minutes into the video and then you find something that you don't agree with?
We're so quick to change.
You're so quick to go to the next fucking video. So that's the mentality a lot of people have.
Attention span.
Right? So not just attention span.
No, everything is at your fingertips.
Commitment, number one. Number two is the generation they're talking about. They want instant gratification.
Stamina.
Right? They want instant gratification. They don't want to work for something long term. They want the results to be there, and fundamentally they don't even know why they got into a marriage in the first place.
That's that
selfish.
Talking about instant gratification.
But it's crazy.
So let me do this final thought. So this is what I think also, right? What happens where I think men and women make mistakes fundamentally when they think about marriage or love or anything, right? Love, and a lot of the times we based on our own selfish reasons. Love for all of us most of the time is how you make me feel. When we say that I love someone, you don't love that person. You love the way they make you feel. You understand? The same goes for the other person. No sex involved. That is what human nature is. You think that that's what's love. They make me feel a certain way. The moment you stop feeling or the other person feels or they act different and they don't make you feel the way that you think they make you feel,
you
believe they don't love you anymore. That's why we need to change and understand that that's not what love is. Love is actually giving, right? So when you give, it's actually when you really love, not when you expect someone to, you know what I mean? So
I want to piggyback off your thought, and I agree with you, actually. I think, so let me put it to you this way, right? So Christmas, when I was younger, when I was infantile, when I was a juvenile, when I didn't know any better, when I was not an adult. To me, Christmas was about all the presents I got, right? Now that I'm an adult, Christmas to me now is how happy my kids are when they open the presents I got them, how happy everybody else who I spent the time.
Perception.
Exactly. Who I gave gifts to, how they feel, how their face lights up when they open the present I got them. Did I do good? Did I pick the right present? You know what I'm saying? That is the perfect fucking analogy for me when it comes to love. Like, if you are still thinking about how a person makes you feel in a relationship, in love, then you're looking at it like a little kid when they're about to open presents during Christmas time. Whereas if you have evolved and you understand what love really is, then you are looking for the reaction that somebody gets when you have put in the effort to give them something that they're going to enjoy. That's my whole thing.
So you can love someone, but are you in love with that person?
Ooh, I like that one because you can
Define
love.
that.
Are you still in love with your wife after all these years? You still love her, but are you in love with that person?
I think that is the most misleading question that there is, because I'm going to tell you this right now. I'm going to tell you this right now. You can be in love with your wife, but a lot of, especially women, I'm sorry, they equate being in love with the little butterflies that they feel in their stomach. I'm so excited.
Watch it.
My heartbeat is palpitating, and this isn't, no, man. That's not being in love, okay? Sometimes being in love is fucking waking up every day doing the same shit, seeing your fucking significant other in their underwear, and something's monotonous that happens every single day. Just because you lost the butterflies in your stomach and the honeymoon stage is over does not mean that you are not in love. Do not equate being in love with the little childish little butterfly feelings that you get, when you're sneaking off in the middle of the night to meet your
Not
boyfriend,
you're thinking
okay?
about Christmas when you're little.
No.
Rory,
Wait. He introduced himself as Nasty Nas, right, at the beginning of this shit.
So
Why, wait,
nasty.
let me finish. Why is he like Dr. Phil at the end of this shit? You understand?
Hey, Joni Sessions is not in yet.
Yeah, exactly. He's a single one, right?
Look
But
at
he's
all
trying
the
to
rules.
give the main advice and all that shit, right?
You know why? Because I've been jaded and I wasn't single, and now I'm single, and now I'm giving you the advice that I wish I heard when I wasn't single.
So I think we really should think about what marriage means to each and one of us to understand why men don't marry at this point, right? So what do you think, Mark? What does that mean to you? I think you're the longest veteran in this game. What does it mean to you, man?
Oh, that's a good question. Like, I mean, marriage really important. Like, at the end of the day, it's a bond. It's a partnership. It's some trust. Like, it's so deep. It's so easy to break and betray, and all these things is fragile.
Fragile.
It's a
I
lot.
agree.
Yo, like, it's a full-time job. Like, I got a job, and I got 3 kids, and I got a marriage.
And you got marriage,
I
yeah.
mean, my dude, like, and I got a lot going on. So, like, marriage is part of that. And, like, every day and every year that I still make it through another one, like, I'm very grateful that my wife made it through with me. But I'm grateful that I stuck into it, too, because
I like how you said it's a job, because I feel like kind of going back to being comfortable, like you have to constantly work at it all the time, who you were when you met somebody versus 5 to 10 years, 15 years, you're always changing. So you always got to work.
Exactly. So you're building a foundation
Right.
for that, right? People rush in to getting married,
Absolutely.
right? And they shouldn't. You should actually
Take
take
your
your time and
time.
assess the whole situation. Like, do you really want to do this?
Because you don't have to.
Yeah.
And society should
Yeah.
not tell you, it's 5 years. What are you waiting for?
Yeah, and like
You know?
Davey said earlier, you know what I'm saying? Men have an easy out, right?
Mm-hmm.
If it doesn't work out, hey, you know what? I'm going to pack my shit up and I'm going to leave, right?
But women look so bad,
No, I mean, you
No,
guys
you
get the raw.
don't.
You guys get the raw end of the
You
stick.
guys stay.
most of the
You guys
time.
keep the house. You guys keep the children. That's what the article said. That's the part of the contract that men fear, and that is a factual thing. Women keep the kids. Women keep the house. Women keep half, and they also keep the lawnmower.
They do. But
So-
I think what Linda's saying is that
Thank you.
at the end of the day, they are looked at as a commodity, right? And when you look at women as a commodity, what happened? Oh, well, you didn't make it work with the previous owner, right? Especially if you have kids. Like they could keep the kids, they could keep the house, they could keep the bank account, whatever the fuck they're gonna keep, right? Now they have to start a new relationship where
with a house and half.
Right. So now they are looked upon as, well, you, even though you still got to keep all this shit, you didn't make it work with the first one. So now they are less valued because of that.
It's a double standard. I think like
I don't
guys could
necessarily
have
think that, but
X amount of partners, but girls, can't.
women at the end of the day, they got the upper hand and all that stuff. And in my opinion, there's no man that's gonna come up to another girl that they are like and see that they have a house and some kids and whatever, and you didn't work it out with your husband. There's never the women don't really face that.
Well, no, definitely, like especially
now the man. Now see how man works out for men. Right now, you lost your house, you lost half your paycheck, you lost the kids because you also got to pay child alimony and child support. Now you don't got shit. Now remember, men are looked at as a provider. Now you trying to get the next girl. Oh my God, what's going on? You got a bunch of kids. You ain't gonna make enough money. You can't take me out. Now what's going on with the man? Now he's stuck to jerking off.
Holla at your boy Nasty Nas, yeah. He's working with half a paycheck.
So that's ultimately what men fear.
Don't collect 200. Go back and go and
so
start
ultimately,
again.
You see what I'm saying? So
we got fucked in the end, right?
That's right.
All right, go ahead, Jose. I need to hear from you. Then I need to hear from the girls. Go ahead.
For me, marriage to me is having that foundation, is building that trust. And if you go through ups and downs in a relationship period. So, Linda, keep that mindset that you study in neuroscience right now, right? What's the main thing in neuroscience? The brain does what?
It's always going to change and it's always going to learn.
So when you ask questions like, oh, why aren't you the same?
Look at you listening.
Why aren't you the same person you were last year? Those things are going to come up multiple times, right? So just keep that mindset. People change like the brain changes.
Oh, you really
So
listening.
the foundation is important to me. Foundation, commitment, trust. If you lose it, rebuild it.
Huh?
Yo.
Shots fired.
And that's why I
Go ahead,
asked,
Ingrid.
do you still love the person, or are you still in love with your wife, or do you just love her? So, you just said what I needed to hear. His response was different.
English wants to know if we still in love, damn it.
Oh, yeah.
I still in love with my wife.
Look,
Not
I
in
can
the
answer
same way
that.
when I met her.
Let me answer that.
Let's let Rory.
How I look at it is the little things that she does, the way that she smells, the way she takes a shower, the way that she walks. Right,
Okay,
I
man.
see all that.
Yeah,
right. I'm in love with her.
Put some D'Angelo in the back of that shit.
The way that she just looks at me, right? When she thinks I'm not noticing that she's looking at me, I am. I got my third eye open
I need
still,
another one.
right? But that's how I feel, right? Yes.
It just goes
So
unnoticed because we're stuck on cruise control.
exactly,
right?
right? I may not show it back like right away or whatever,
What
but
you do?
I'll
What you
I'll
do?
do my little things every now and then.
He's like, yo,
right?
I'm gonna cut
To
the
let her
lawn,
know.
girl, today.
With my shirt off.
But
Cut the lawn today,
With my
girl.
shirt off.
In conclusion, my man Rory just told Ingrid, yes, we are definitely still in love.
It's just the whole thing.
That's
You know
so
why?
sweet.
You know why?
Yes, it's
you know why I can
true.
say that? Because we built a foundation. It took us years.
Hold on, man.
to do
Did she
that.
ask you this shit off the mic, yo? Is this like a?
No, I'm just
This
saying.
is rehearsed.
No, I'm just saying. Like we built a foundation over years, right? We
Yeah.
have our kids, we have our home, and it's unbreakable at this point. We may get angry at each other. We may storm out, on each other still.
Yeah.
But guess what? That's part of the relationship. Like Mark said, we're building a bond. It's a job, and we're working on it every day. Right? Every day is not guaranteed.
Yep.
Right? And every day is not the same.
Lessons learned, no guarantees, baby.
Welcome to the podcast, y'all.
All right, Kay, go ahead.
Okay, for me, I feel like it's not about love or in love at that point. Where we are, it's like that's my best friend. Like, and it takes it took work to get there. It took time. We
He's your
built the
only friend.
foundation like that, but
Just kidding.
No. Like, we can look at each other and know what each other is thinking. You can never have that without building that foundation. So if you quit too early, you'll never have that. You know what I mean?
True.
Here.
That's a good point, Kay. Very
I
good
like
point.
these final thoughts, y'all.
Take it away.
All right, y'all. So,
Ingrid have something to say real quick.
let's-
She wants to know who's still in love.
Ingrid is like, listen, guys, are we still in love or
Are you
what?
still in love? You're in love. You're not in love. You're in love.
como Walter Mercado, con mucho amor. Real quick, sorry. Thank you, y'all, for going along the ride with me. It's my first time in the red chair.
The
So-
red
I'm
chair.
gonna give myself an applause.
Good job, Linda. Actually, you did a very good job.
Thank you,
We're
thank you,
super
thank
proud
you.
of
I
you.
hope to be in this chair once again soon. So, guys, don't forget to please check us out on our website at www.lessonslearnednoguarantees.com. On social media, like, share, comment, subscribe, anything that you want to do with us. Please share that with us, and we'll see you next time.
You have been listening to Lessons Learned, No Guarantees podcast. If you enjoyed today's show, don't be selfish. Share it with a friend. Never miss an episode and subscribe on Apple Podcast or whatever platform you use. Please rate, review, and find us on YouTube and social media. We're out.